Mm-hmm. Well, there's 2 letters, so I'll read one, you read one.
Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, and today another episode of Dear Sadie P.
We have the last 2 letters.
Mm.
We made it.
Mm.
We caught up. Dear Sadie and P. First of all, this is being written in September 2023, but I'm pretty sure you're going to read it in 3 months from now.
Oh my god.
So, I'm hoping to have solved these issues by that time. Well, it hasn't been 3 months, but it's been 1 month. I'm in a relationship with a woman, B. She's 42 and I'm 21. We've been together for 1 year and 7 months now, and something has changed. I'm starting to feel attracted to her friend's girlfriend. We're always kind of in the same group, which it's a small town, and we all hang out in the same lesbian bars, theaters, events. Even though this sounds like inbreeding, I assure you we're a big group. This woman I've started to feel attracted to is even older than my current girlfriend, who's 49. We're both currently seeing someone, but I think she feels the same way that I do. But I'm not going to do or say anything, but does this mean that I'm not as much in love with my girlfriend as I thought I was at the beginning? What do you guys think? I know some things change and we stop idealizing people as we get to know them. I also know that after some time, things cool down. But I've never felt so attracted to anyone before this woman appeared. I don't think I even looked at women in that way the first 1.5 years of being with my girlfriend. I like myself more when I'm with this woman, and not when I'm with my girlfriend. And I feel guilty for feeling this way too. They have known each other for at least 15 years, and their bond is weird. Since my girlfriend doesn't really like her, what do you think I should do? I'm sorry if this is a bit confusing. Thank you. Okay, so, did you get that?
Yeah.
I was trying my best to make it, make sense.
You know, it's difficult to answer this kind of letters because the immediate answer that comes to me is like, did you talk about it with your present girlfriend?
Mm.
Because this is what we would do.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Exactly. And that would simplify so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because there might be issues, you know, within the couple, and if you don't discuss the issues, you don't know where the dynamic of of the couple is at. And
I have a pretty simple way to figure this out.
Go for it.
It's gonna sound a bit heartless, but we gotta be selfish in relationships sometimes. Because if you're not selfish and you stick with this person just because you're with this person, but they're not the right person for you, then years down the line, you're going to regret it, you're going to resent them, and you're going to leave them anyway. So why drag it along,
Mm-hmm.
So the question you can ask yourself to figure this out is, if I left my girlfriend to be with this other person, would I miss my girlfriend? Would you miss them? Or would you kind of just forget about them once you connect with this other person?
I don't think it's that simple though.
I think it is, because she's saying she's really attracted to this woman and she's not attracted to her girlfriend anymore.
But not everyone is capable of getting out of that attraction and just wondering that, They have to understand other things. They have to understand also, how can you understand. You have to understand yourself, and you can talk, and just by talking about your feelings to your girlfriend about this, the fact that you're attracted to another person and so on. But you might say, I cannot talk about this attraction because my girlfriend doesn't like this person, right? So then there is a little bit of drama there that impedes the communication, Because what's important here is communicating about feelings, about why you feel like that, and if you are still attracted to your present girlfriend. So you need to understand that as well.
Also, does this person like you back? Because that's a big consideration too, because you said they were also in a relationship. So if they're happily in their relationship,
right,
then it wouldn't work out anyway. So there's a lot of questions here,
right,
a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were kind of helpless in this situation.
In this situation, yeah.
But I think you should follow your heart.
There is not a black and white, answer here.
Yeah.
You really need to understand what you feel right now in your own relationship, in your present relationship. Because it can be that the fact that you're attracted to this other person doesn't mean that you have to go and be with this other person. It might mean that there is something that is taking away from the present person you're with, no matter what. Like, you're looking at somewhere else,
Like, you mean, like, if there's something missing in that relationship,
exactly.
It makes you search for it in another person.
Yes.
Yeah, if that's the case, maybe you can still work it out.
Yes.
But you have to talk about it.
Right. Communication is important.
Yeah, you just have to figure out if it's really the case that this person is more ideal for you, or if it's the case that you have to work on your relationship.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we have one more letter.
Right.
And you're going to read that one.
Mm-hmm. Dear ladies.
We're not Dear Sadie and P anymore. We're Dear Ladies.
I stumbled upon your channel some time ago, and your journey brought back a lot of memories for me about a chapter from my past. When I was 26, I fell head over heels for a colleague aged 50. I suppose I was young and naive, and she was in a sort of vulnerable place, being alone for the first time after many years of marriage to a man. I had been with girls before, while she had not, and I think the intensity that only women can bring to a relationship, coupled with the excitement of having someone younger so very interested in her, drew her in. We embarked on an intense relationship. We had a lot of passion for each other, but being older and wiser, it also brought a lot of fear for her. I saw a hesitance in her from the start, and remember well how I buried in the back of my mind that I saw our love slowly disappear over time. The distant and guarded look I saw in P's eyes towards the end reminded me a lot of how things eventually ended between me and my lady. When was this written? October 14, so it was after the video. She slowly walled herself up until I simply had no way in anymore. I moved halfway across the world and took the better part of the next decade to fully recover. They say life is like a football match with two clear halves and 40 being half-time. We play the two halves very differently. The first half, when we are young, we believe we can go for every ball, be anything, go anywhere. After 40, we look our limitations in the eye a bit more squarely and perhaps admit to ourselves what we'll never be able to achieve. Her and I were players in two different halves of the game, and the difference in mentality and mindset were simply too great to overcome. That's a good metaphor. Today I am 43 and see for the first time why she could not see the future for us that I could from where I was standing at 26. Love is a funny thing. Sometimes relationships survive for decades without it. Sometimes relationships don't survive even when they have it. Sometimes I look back and regret all of it. Sometimes I think I'd trade all my tomorrows for a single yesterday. Oh.
Wow. What a poetic, beautiful letter.
Wow, very nice.
I don't even know if this was a Dear Sadie and P.
I think it's a letter to us because of what happened.
So I'm sorry if we weren't supposed to read this, but that was a very beautiful letter. So
yeah.
And we can talk about it anyway.
Yeah.
Since it's relevant to what's going on with us.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that in the age gap relationships happen very often, and it's been coming up. The fact that the older person, is kind of walling themselves up, like kind of start putting a distance. Like, I'm older, I'm with this very young person, and almost there is a part of us saying we should, get away from this person so that we can give them the chance to be with somebody who is younger, and then there is also the internalized age gap phobia, and then there is so much going on. And that's the reason why age gap relationships tend to fail. like the sentence of there's no future, right? Because the future for the person who's older is so much reduced, than the future of the younger person. I think it's just, once again, even those thoughts belong to a belief system, and we can change belief systems. We have the power to change belief systems in a way that numbers do not exist. Like perception of young and old does not, exist anymore.
What would you say is the main difference between the first half and the second half of your life? How she said like half time is 40.
Yeah. The fact that, at least for me, I can talk about my life. I mean, the first 40, you do everything, like you go by a certain belief system, as I was saying before, which is not necessarily your truth. Doesn't match to your truth or to your true self. And that's how my first 40s were. The second half has been a hell of a ride. I loved it so far, with all the problems, issues, everything. But I must say that when you decide to change that belief system and say, wait a second, there can be something else. There must be something else. It cannot be always the same thing over and over and over again. So I started believing something else. My life changed, and I'm happier just because of that. I'm much happier. So, yeah, I just have this one life. Let me live it. Like, let me try new stuff. Let me believe in new things, Yeah.
I mean, she said that when you're in your 20s, like, you can do anything, go anywhere, be with anyone.
Absolutely.
I never felt like that.
There you go. You see,
I never felt like that. I felt so tired, and maybe because of my own issues, but I felt so tired ever since I was young.
Yeah.
And I felt always my limitations. Like, my limitations have always been with me, so I've gotten to know them very well.
Yeah.
And part of those limitations is like, I can't go anywhere, and I can't do everything, and I can't be with everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
not everyone fits in those boxes.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
you're a rarity, but yeah. It's
I don't know, I think there's more and more people like me.
Yeah, I think nowadays, I think so.
We're just tired of this life.
New generations, weird.
We've had enough. It's a tough life.
All right. So thank you so much again. And see you next time. Bye-bye.